Well, hi there everyone. I've decided to jump ship on that Lady Gaga cult following. There are certain things and stories and opinions and beliefs that go with that whole jazz that I don't agree with at all. Some things aren't too bad, like I suppose Lady Gaga's music isn't too bad for what it is, really. Most of the time it's not really that offensive. Anyway, yeah, I figured I would get a Kesha t-shirt. She just came out with a new music video. I did do some research for what it's worth on YouTube, mostly from what Clever News has said. I don't really understand their lingo, but I guess from the sound of it, it seems as though Kesha's had a hard time lately. They keep pointing to one guy in particular, to some doctor. I don't even know, okay? I don't. Anyway, I figured I would make a video and show that I have interest in other pop singers as well. This is important because in the future, when I have more normal relationships with women, it's important that I establish if there are certain characteristics about a particular woman that I do not like. Yeah, I'm gonna go someplace else, because you know you don't want to be stuck or trapped in with a certain crowd if it's not to your style. I mean, so when I say Kesha, Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, whatever, that's basically putting names to people I know exist, but I've never met them and don't know anything about them. Because, I mean, I have, for what it is, a very small cult following around my YouTube channel. And if I don't and no one saw it, then fine, whatever, I wasn't proven wrong. But if someone did see it, did see me say this, then, well, congratulations, you're part of the cult following. It's as simple as that. And if especially you bring it up to me, then you're starting to look like a fan, and then could even get worse after that. I want nothing to do with sycophants, okay? Or any of that other weird stuff. As you may notice, the shirt has kind of gold glitter on it. This actually isn't too offensive. I nearly picked up a Katy Perry shirt. They had two available at the shirt shop that I go to, and they went a little too far. They were like the gay colors, the rainbow, like a weird purple and like a bright green and pink and all that sort of stuff. And that's taking it a little too far. There's nothing gay about gold, okay? There just isn't. Even if it is in kind of a glittery sort of thing. But, you know, I'm not going to wear this out in public if I, well, unless I have a chick of some sort with me. It's just not happening. Because people get the wrong idea, and wearing the wrong shirt in the wrong place can get you in a lot of trouble. Because people, you have no idea how they're going to take it, or if it's going to bother them at all. It's, you know, it's just a bit of fabric. This one's made in Mexico. What difference does it make? I don't think it's that big a deal. It's just, you know, it was a $25 shirt. That's all I look at it as. But other people, you know, they get really, really emotionally charged, or whatever. Anyway, so in future videos I will just refer to women that may be interested in me, and actually are, but I don't know who they are, as these particular figures, because it's just It's just easier. Yeah. As far as knowing anything about Kesha goes, I don't know anything. People are always going to say, "Oh, we're always up to date on pop culture, the music scene, politics, sports leagues. We know everything." No, you'd be surprised at how little we know, and how often we're lied to. We're lied to all the time. As far as the pop culture scene goes, it's so stupid sounding that no rational person would pay much attention to it. And I don't blame them. It just sounds like really boring stuff. And I guess mostly it is. But there most certainly is politics between the certain women pop singers, their cult following, what direction their team is going in. And there is a thing such as Star Wars, which is celebrities or famous people who don't like each other and are fighting each other, which is normal occurrence in that echelon of society. It's just you're raised to the top, and you're going to make enemies, and certain individuals at the focal point of those cult followings may not necessarily not like each other. Like Lady Gaga has shown support for Kesha, perhaps because Lady Gaga's bisexual or something. Maybe she's got this feminist movement through her. That's probably a combination with a bunch of reasons. They probably have no reason to dislike each other, from what the media tells us anyway. I doubt they spend that much time near each other. They're off doing their own things. I mean, Lady Gaga was in a few photo ops with Kesha, from what I gathered, but it doesn't mean they, actually deal with each other on a regular basis. They could hate each other for all we know, and they just keep it a secret because both of them could be very dangerous to each other if they, picked a squabble over essentially nothing, or for whatever reason. If they do not like each other, odds are they're gonna keep it away from the camera. And I know people go, well, they've always got paparazzi, they got people following them around and all that, and they never have a moment's privacy. That is true, they don't. But certain stories and things like that are told within certain circles, but us mainstream idiots, we get the garbage end of everything. We don't hear anything. Like when they said Miley Cyrus dissed Lady Gaga, I don't even remember when. Like, it was like a year ago or something like that, or 2 years. It's not important. It was literally nothing. It was like just like a whatever kind of insult. And I think I heard Amanda Bynes insulting Lady Gaga, something about her being ugly or something like that. If you're in that position in society and you can't handle being called ugly, then you're gonna crumble. The sharks in the pop culture scene are gonna eat you alive. That's nothing at all. But that vague insult that we heard might be a symbol of something bigger, of maybe a feud or disagreement or whatever. I mean, there are many people in the cult following who follow the pop industry as a whole, and they take a little bit out of every cookie jar. That would be understandable. And then you get the certain ones that are dedicated to individuals. As I said, I've jumped ship from the Lady Gaga cult following because it obviously goes in a direction that is going to leave you with experiences you don't want to have. So you can respect her for what she is, but yeah, just don't get roped into that. And again, like it doesn't seem like that big a deal. They're just shirts, it's just music, but it's much more than that. They're very influential people, and they're always bringing in new crowds of new generations of people to enjoy their propaganda for mainstream media, and it makes them stronger. It makes them more powerful figures. And sometimes people can be so anal retentive about the most ridiculous things that the simple act of switching shirts or listening to different music could be seen by some people as like an argument waiting to happen. I mean, especially with guys like me. Unfortunately, I have the curse of being not bad looking. I'm kind of intelligent. I have some money to my name, and I got a bright future. So, unfortunately, there's a whole discussion that I feel as though needs to happen, but I don't know. I don't hear anybody talking about it, so what can I do other than, you know, go about what I've done with my social media? Which, by the way, I don't have a Twitter. I did make a Twitter account, but I never use it. So I am 100% sure someone is an imposter saying I say things when I don't say them. And if you would just ask me, you know, face to face or whatever, did you say that? Did you not say that? I'd tell you to the best of my ability. I mean, I do say stupid things. Everybody does on the internet, and I used to drink and go on the internet as well. But there are certain things I never did say. But there will be people, if for no other reason, who want to discredit me, will say that I said those things. I mean, watch plenty of Person of Interest. I know this is very easy for people to do. Any idiot can open up a Twitter account and use your name and say you said this. Whether people believe them or not is another question. But if you say things of a controversial nature like I have on many occasions, there will always be pricks out there who want to discredit you. Anyway, enough about me. This Kesha t-shirt is not bad. It's not the only t-shirt I bought, in case anyone was wondering. I did also buy a Guns N' Roses t-shirt, which is not bad. Although the color scheme looks a whole lot like the Pittsburgh Penguins current jersey, I noticed. But it was a nice shirt, so I got it, so whatever. Yeah, I don't know what to say. There's a whole world that watches my YouTube channel that I don't know much about. I have the vaguest idea. I have been critiqued on my knowledge of statistics and facts, and actually researching my subjects before I go and talk about them. I don't do that because the only real source of information I can get is from the internet, and the internet lies. It's a whole different animal going through the internet. You can't entirely trust it, and I don't want to commit to a certain set of facts that I don't know to be true for 100%. I'm kind of going with what I think could be what a certain situation is about, but if I didn't see it for myself, I can only speculate. Anyway, yeah, getting back to what cult following I might be interested in hearing more about, just to know what's going on in society. I have heard the very smallest a bit about Lady Gaga, the very smallest a bit about Kesha, Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry, and all those figures. It's important to know what women with power are doing in the world these days. I know they bicker amongst themselves. When you get to that seat of power, you're not going to agree with what direction you want your cult following to go with, opposed to other people in similar situations as you. So they squabble amongst themselves, that's for sure. And we really don't know if they hate each other, like each other, love each other, whatever. We don't know. They don't tell us. Like, we always have the most vague notion of what could be. And you never see what the politics behind an industry like that really is. And that's the same with any industry, corporation, or anything like that. It's the same thing. We don't see it. And should you climb to a level in a corporation, doesn't matter which one, you may be able to figure things out about how other industries work just based on how your industry works. But there are going to be certain aspects of it that'll be impossible to know unless you got some connections to people who do know, which I do not. I do not see anything on the YouTube that anybody else doesn't see. It's all same sort of junk. You go to look up these famous characters and you want the newest information you can, but it's not that easy. They're always throwing stuff up that's, a couple years old. Like, it could be 2-3 years ago they did an interview and that'll be on the top of the search list. There'll be stuff that happened and you're like, well, I didn't pay too much attention to this particular character, but I never heard of her doing that. Because music industry is, it's like, it can be like a circus where just all sorts of things are happening at once. And, all kinds of things could be happening. So with Lady Gaga, with her mainstream music videos, you can kind of figure there have been some really repulsive situations she's been in. She may not think that herself, but from a heterosexual male point of view, it looks very disgusting, very unappealing. But, I'm sure she's nice in other ways. I don't know, though. There's one thing to be concerned about, though. As a hypothetical, they could listen into any social media you make. So you go in front of a camera, talk on YouTube like me, it's possible they could hear what you're saying. They're busy people, so probably not, but one of their underlings, one of their minions, hearing what you've got to say, and basically they're following their cult following, and they have their set of beliefs, may work against you as part of, the tentacle or the arm of the body of the head of that particular cult of following, a cult of personality. And odds are they're just going to be some douchebag, but not always. Sometimes they're very professional people that bicker amongst themselves and will pick a fight with you if you make a statement that doesn't jive with mainstream society and their belief on whatever it is. I don't know. It's a world of possibilities, and it's like opening Pandora's box when you make a YouTube video. And it takes balls of steel to wear a Kesha t-shirt, especially in my situation, as I don't actually have a physical girlfriend that I see on a regular basis or anything like that. I have women that like me from afar, but that's not the same thing at all. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. So anyway, I'm not just gonna put all my money on one scene. I'm gonna move around a little bit just because never know what could happen. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good one. See ya.